Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Jin Young, you come out for me, you shameless sweeper, you are not dead, and you will harm my son's reputation. We Zhu family have really lost 8 lives and hired you as a loser. Mother-in-law, how can you say that? Jin Young grew up in front of you when she was a child. She has no moral character. Your son is adulterous with the girl of the Zhou family. My daughter is so angry that she jumps into the water. Now she's lying in bed and her life and death are unknown. You come here to get rid of the relationship without conscience. You think our Wen family is a bully, and you don't go out to inquire about it. When is my Wen family afraid of anything? Wen family, don't ramble about. Who is your mother-in-law? I can't afford your daughter who is looking for life and death. When Jean opens her eyes, everything in front of her is strange. The rustic-style room is empty. The noise outside the door is so loud that it's hard to hear. All of a sudden, a memory that didn't belong to her poured into her body like a sea. Brother Zhu Yong, my mother said that we are engaged this year and will get married next year. Jin Young, when I marry you, I will treat you well. I won't let you do any work. I will do whatever you want me to do. The picture is spinning rapidly. Jin Young, I beg you, Zhou Mei is pregnant with my child. It's my child. What if you let me give her a good idea? I promise you will has the final say in the family, everything will be with you, so long as she gives birth to the child, I will never ignore her again. Jin Young, why are you so mean? Zhu Yong is a scholar. It's natural for a scholar to have a concubine. Besides, the girl of the Zhou family is pregnant with my grandson. Do you have the heart to make me an old man who can't even hold my grandson? When Jean realized that she was crossing. She used to be a senior forensic doctor in a city. She was attacked during an on-site autopsy and died. She didn't expect to wake up again and cross into a receiver who was searching for life and death for love. As far as she is concerned, Zhu Yong is a complete scum man, and Zhou Mei is not a good person. What are you still trying to do with them? If Jin Young wants to enter my Zhu family, she has to accept the girl of Zhou family. She is pregnant with my grandson. You don't have a backache when you stand. Well, I'm here. The girl of the Zhou family wants to serve her husband with my daughter, mother. Jin Young came out of the room. Because she fell into the water, her face was sallow. It seemed that a gust of wind could blow her away. Jin Young, my son. You wake up at last. These people who were killed by heaven have done evil. They are forced to be like this by their living daughters. Jin Young glanced around. The small yard was full of people. If she expected it to be good, she was afraid that the whole village was coming. Zhu Yongyang was thin, with a sharp face, round eyes and a sour and mean face. His mother, Wei, is tall. Although she is a little richer than Zhu Yongyang, she looks good. Jin Young, don't blame me for telling you that Zhu Yong is a scholar. You don't know a big word. It's high time to marry Zhu Yong. Now Zhu Yong just wants to take a concubine ahead of time. You have to look for life and death. Besides, it's your responsibility to open branches and leaves for your husband's family. Now someone has done it for you. You're not grateful. Why are you still crying? Jin Young's eyes swept over Zhu Yongyang, with contempt, disdain, ridicule in her eyes, just like a clown. Aunt Zhu. I'm afraid you're wrong. Since ancient times, people have been paying attention to the orders of their parents and the words of matchmakers. Zhu Yong and I have long been agreed by our 2 families. They are right in name. Zhu Yong and Zhou Mei, regardless of courtesy, righteousness and shame, secretly collude with each other and are pregnant with evil seeds. According to the rules of the village, they are going to be immersed in a pig cage. How can you reverse the rule that black and white are right and wrong? Zhu Yongyang's eyes were more round. I said, you girl, what's your look like? It's a lot more powerful to jump the spout. That's all. I can't afford a daughter. Law like you. Zhu Yongyang is about to leave. Aunt Zhu, take care of your baby son. Maybe one day we will have more grandchildren. Jin Yang. Zhu Yong, who was silent, ran over and knelt down in front of Jin Yang. Jin Yang. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I shouldn't touch Zhou Mei. She seduced me. She said it's not in the way. I've been fooled by her. Jin Yang, please forgive me. I don't want Zhou Mei. Zhu Yong, you go with your mother. You are the only scholar in the village. What kind of daughter? In that law do you want to find? When Jin Yang thinks she is a sweet cake. It's just that the color is better. I don't know where I thought it was turned out to be foxy. Aunt Zhu, you say I'm a fox. What's Zhou Mei? As far as I know, only fox can do these shameless things. The brocade Nyang is difficult to extricate the sleeve from Zhu Yong's hand, that sleeve has already changed shape. Zhu Yong. Since the day when you were with Zhou Mei, you are no longer my Wenjin's person. Why don't you understand that I used to be stupid and look for life and death for you, but never again? You'd better go back and have a good life with Zhou Mei. In the future, even if you are poor or prosperous, you will have nothing to do with me. Zhu Yong looks at Jin Yang, his face is unbelievable. Jin Yang's eyes are sincere and his words are not fake. He can feel that Jin Yang really doesn't like him, and a huge sense of loss covers him. There is no excitement to see. The courtyard instantly recovered quiet. Mother Wei holding Jin Yang cries sad. My daughter. Why are you so miserable? My mother wanted to find you a prime minister who had read a book. She chose Zhu Yong. She thought that he had lost his father since he was a child. He must be more active than most people, but she didn't expect that he was so erotic. Mother, don't cry. It's just like this today. Zhu Yongyang is unreasonable and unforgiving. It's hard to marry her daughter. In law. I used to think that Zhu Yongga could be entrusted for life. Today, it seems that he is also a coward who dares to do what he wants. If Jin Yang wants to marry a man with lofty ideals, she won't marry such a coward. Jin Yang, you finally understand. I can't bear that old godmother for a long time. If it wasn't for your affection for Zhu Yong, I would have torn my face with her. Fortunately, my daughter finally understood. After a few days, your father and your brother came back with escorts. I'll find you a new husband who will be hundreds of times better than Zhu Yong. Mother. I don't want to get married yet. Is my mother so anxious to marry me out? Wei holds Jin Yang in her arms. Her daughter hasn't been so intimate with her for a long time. Of course, Nyang doesn't want to marry you out, but when she is old, she always wants to go to her mother. In Law's house. My daughter is so good, why is the marriage so bumpy? This conversation fell in Liang Yun's ears. The sentence, if I want to marry a man of indomitable spirit, lingered in his mind for a long time. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.